Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
Clayton Richards shutting down the San Francisco Giants in Game 2 of the series. Puts a halt to the 5-game skid for the Padres, all part of a 6-2 win over the Giants in Game 2 of the series. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth here at AT&T Park. Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres baseball. Well, a guy we spent a lot of time talking about offensively has been Manuel Margot. He struggled to begin the year, but since really the beginning of May, Margot has been outstanding.
Think about having pitching one way and swinging the bat one way, right? Then you have to retool your swing during the course of the season. That's what Manuel Margot has done, and the numbers are paying off. First 37 games, 25 hits, the bat average below 200. Now working with Matt Stairs and Johnny Washington, the hitting coaches here, turned around the last 25 games. There have been a few little nuggets on which Manuel has really taken into place and worked on hard to get to those numbers. One is his swing. He's lowered his hands. He's more directional towards the pitcher rather than flying open, right? And he's not breaking down on that back side of his, that back leg. Now, here's the thing. I think the new mechanics help him with good pitches, pitcher's pitches, but the one thing that's really paying off for Manuel in this time, he's crushing the mistakes. Last night he got a couple mistakes, and you see him standing on second base. So that's the big thing. Whereas before, swinging through, maybe fouling him off, not the case right now for Manuel.
Moves up in the order to 6 as Andy Green's been toying with putting him back in the top spot. We'll see as we move forward. Coming up, quality starts by Tyson Ross and Clayton Richard in the first 2 games. We'll see if that effort continues with Jordan Lyles today. We'll find out next from San Francisco. Back in San Francisco and ready to go here is Andres Suarez on the hill for the Giants. And the pitch to Myers up and away as Myers comes in hitting at 277. The home run, 3 runs batted in for Will. Just into his 13th game of the year, 2 stints on the DL, and swing and a miss here for Myers has him down 1-2. Myers, Hosmer, and Renfroe here in the first inning for the Padres. Andres Suarez getting his 12th start of the year for the Giants. And a swing and a miss. Myers strikes out to begin things here today. Well, see Myers. Let's check out the Padres starting lineup, brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Myers in left with Hosmer at first base, on a Renfroe in right. Christian Villanueva at third base. Jose Perella at second. Manuel Margot in center with Freddie Galvis at short. A.J. Ellis does the catching. And Jordan Lyles, the pitcher, out of the 9 spot. One down for Eric Hosmer. Hosmer at 279 coming in. The big 2-run single last night, a huge hit in the ball game.
That was the swing of the night, and I'm sure that Eric Hosmer would be the first one to admit it wasn't the prettiest swing, but the results were there.
Well, we got a problem.
We got action.
Jordan Lyles has not taken the hill yet today, and it's Matt Strom who is up in the pen as we play here in the top of the first inning. Not a good sign.
He is getting warm quickly too down there. So stay tuned on that one.
One out, base is empty, and Hosmer waiting on a 2-1 pitch. Grounded foul over by the Padres dugout and into it. Well, Matt Strom, who has been starting games 3 times through the rotation. Two coming to Hosmer. And that was just off the outside edge, framed there by Nick Hundley, but it is indeed a ball. Full count.
I mean, Matt Strom, that's rapid fire down there in that bullpen.
Yep.
You know, there are some times when guys go down to get some work. This is not the case.
Strike 3, foul tip to the catcher's mitt. Back-to-back Ks to start the day for Suarez.
Let's check out the Giants defense this afternoon, brought to you by your San Diego Cadillac dealers. In the outfield, in left field, Alan Hansen. In center, Gorkys Hernandez. In right field, the veteran Andrew McCutcheon. On the infield, third to first, Sandoval, Crawford, Panic, and Belt. Behind the plate, former Padre Nick Hundley.
Now 2 down here in the first inning brings up Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe getting the start in right field, batting third today. 228, 3 homers, and 18 runs batted in. On the ground to third base, picked down there by Sandoval. The throw across, accurate in time. So 1-2-3 first inning. Giants are coming up. Presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Sequan Casino, opening in 2019 is Sequan's brand new 300-room resort and hotel. By Petco, the pet company. And by Nissan. Get to America's best sales event at Nissan for big savings today. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Back in San Francisco on a beautiful day. The city by the bay. 1-2-3 first inning as the Padres are retired. Bruce Bochy's lineup as we head to the bottom of the first inning has Gorkys Hernandez in the top spot. Alan Hansen is at second base. Andrew McCutchen in right with Brandon Belt at first. Brandon Crawford at short. Pablo Sandoval at third. Joe Panik is at second base with Nick Hundley doing the catching and Andrew Suarez out of the 9 spot. Matt Strahm, a surprise start here. He was given some extra time on the mound to get ready, which leads you to believe that this was an injury to Jordan Lyles, and he does not make the start today.
Well, this is going to be interesting. Matt Strahm, getting to know Matt a little bit, he's probably accepting the challenge here to go out there and pick up Jordan Lyles, so stay tuned on that one. He was rapid firing down in that bullpen. He got his 8 out here on the hill. Let's see how he reacts on such short time, short notice.
Now Gorkys Hernandez to lead it off here for the Giants in the bottom of the first inning. Well, if anybody can do it, it's Matt Strahm. This is what he's been doing.
Yeah.
It's good to have that kind of guy too who can make the spot start. There's a fly ball headed towards center field. Margot will have room on the track to make the catch. That carried very well, better than I first thought.
Check out the defense for the Padres behind Matt Strahm, and the defense is brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Will Myers in left, Manuel Margot, we just saw him in center field. Hunter Renfroe in right. On the infield, Villanueva Galvis. On the right side, Perella and Hosmer. A.J. Ellis, 1 error in 231 innings plus this season for the veteran catcher.
One down here in the first inning brings up Alex Hansen. Hansen's been doing a very good job with all the injuries here for the Giants. A 301 average for Hansen to start the day. 5 homers, 19 runs batted in. He's played in the infield, played in the outfield. And into his 35th game of the year for San Francisco. Waves at that, and it's 1-2. Strom's been a guy who has gone 3 innings pretty much in his starts. 30 or 40 pitches in each of those, and really not extending much beyond that.
It'll be interesting, Don, to see how quickly he gets through innings and if they extend him to 50 plus.
That is strike 3. First strikeout of the day for Strom. Hansen retired, 2 down. Hansen didn't think so and says some stuff to Pat Hoberg.
You know, we've seen some crazy stuff in this game of baseball, right? And this has the makings, because I really like what I see in Matt Strahm with a lot of people who are watching. But I like his stuff. I like his demeanor. This is one of those games where he'll probably go 6 innings of no-hit baseball.
Well, he's got 2 down here in the first inning. It brings up Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen batting out of the 3 spot. And he takes strike 1. 263 average for McCutchen. 8 homers and 34 runs batted in. This game 75 for him on the year. He's been sort of the one constant in this lineup for the Giants. His first year here in San Francisco. Bruce Bochy's team took game 1 of the series, dropped last night. And they come into today's game at 38-39, a game under 500. 5 games back of the Diamondbacks in the NL West. 3.5 games ahead of the Padres to begin play today. Good pitch. That's strike 3, and a good inning for Matt Strahm in the spot emergency start for him. The 1-2-3 first, scoreless after 1. Matt Strom with a 1-2-3 first inning on 9 pitches. Nicely done as we head into the second inning, and Christian Villanueva to lead it off here for San Diego. Villanueva, Perella, and Margot. Andrew Suarez at a 1-2-3 first also. The strikeouts and a ground out. He threw 12 first inning pitches. There's a strike, 2-1.
Well, Don, talk about this game of baseball being a game of adjustments. Matt Strom had to make an adjustment. Padres had to make an adjustment.
This one is lined to right center field, and that ball's going to get down for Villanueva. Take a wide turn at first. And a leadoff single to begin things here in the second inning.
Good piece of hitting by Christian Villanueva. That's the breaking ball. He stays on it. If taking a ball, that's exactly where that ball was meant to be hit. So there goes the no-hitter.
Villanueva's done very well against lefties and continues with a base hit to right. Lead runner on for Jose Perella. Ground ball chopped to first. Belt's going to go to second for one. On to first. That's 2. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, it's all about adjustments, right? The Padres having to make adjustments. Well, we had to make an adjustment on the keys to the game. Get Suarez into the stretch, and in case of emergency, use Strom. We had to come up with that one in between innings.
Really fast.
And Matt Strom has answered the bell quite nicely in his first stanza.
Now 2 down here in the second inning. Manuel Margot has been on fire.
And the reason why I say get Suarez into the stretch, because with runners on first base, his ERA is above 5. With multiple runners on base, it really skyrockets up over 9. He works quickly. The big key for him is the good slider. If he has that good slider working, he can be really, really tough.
Margot 4 for 6 in the series so far. And he'll take one down the right field line. That ball is going to be a foul ball. Very close to being fair down there, and Margot wasn't sure. He got to first base and saw that it landed foul down that right field line. Time now for the weather report, brought to you by your always sunny Honda dealers of San Diego County. 82 degrees today. Westerly breeze at 15 miles per hour. Forecast clear. Not a cloud in the sky as we get it started today at AT&T Park. 2 down in the second, and Margot hanging tough here. We'll take ball 3. Popped up foul, backing out of play. 3-game multi-hit game streak going for Margot. 6 for his last 9. 3 doubles. On the ground, a couple hops out to Joe Panik at second base. That'll end the top of the second inning. Done with 1.5 without a score from San Fran. Giants. Matt Strom back on the hill for his second inning. He's made 4 starts this season before today. Fewest innings pitched, 2 innings. The most he's pitched is 3 innings, and that was at St. Louis on the 12th of June. Strom is a starter, a 0.90 earned run average. He's given up 1 earned run in 10 innings pitched so far in the starting role. And again, we've not gotten word yet as to why Jordan Lyles did not make this start today. He did warm up, but then Matt Strom ran down there while the Padres were batting in the top of the first inning, got ready very quickly, and then came into this game and started it.
It tells you what kind of mindset Matt Strom has. I mean, talk about accepting the challenge and not getting scared off and saying, give me the ball, right?
Well, I think he's a guy who would like to be in the rotation, and I think the Padres would like to have him in the rotation at some point. He certainly pitched well enough to earn that.
I love his stuff. I love his demeanor on the hill.
And they're shifting on Belt on the right side, and this goes the other way into left center field, drops it in for a base hit.
Well, when you're swinging the bat the way that Brandon Belt has been swinging it, you're going to give up hits like that. Now, that's 96 down the middle from a lefty on a lefty. He'll give him the single. If you're going to have him on base, yes, he'll give him the single. He's got a high slugging percentage. Hold him at first base. Maybe work for 2 right here against Brandon Crawford.
A couple of good first basemen right there in Hosmer and Belt. Hosmer will hold on Belt to begin things here in the second inning as Brandon Crawford stands in. Crawford got that average up over 300 at 305 to start the day.
Boy, remember the April that he had? I mean, he
really struggled
big time. So to get back to that,
he's done a lot of work. 8 homers, 32 runs batted in along the way as well. We talked about whip yesterday for Strom as a starter, 0.60 entering the game as a starter this year.
Gotta love that. He's got the good fastball, breaking ball, pumps strikes, good quality strikes. He has the fastball to where if he makes a mistake, he can still get away with it.
Fouled off to the left. We'll do it again, 1-2.
We've seen 94. We've seen 96 on the fastball.
Line down the left field line. It's going to be a foul ball. Towards the pen, but just foul down there.
You know what I like about Matt Strom? It just occurred to me because the last time he started a game, he would throw a pitch. The guy would swing and miss, but it wasn't the location he wanted. He got ticked off at himself. That tells you a lot about a kid. The bottom line is he wants to hit his spots. He wants to make good quality pitches. Even if he misses and it works to his advantage, it still makes him upset because he didn't hit a spot.
Evens up now at 2-2 to Crawford.
I think it was in Atlanta when he threw. Might have been somewhere else, but the case was he wanted it down and away. He threw a fastball up out of the zone. Guy swung and missed, but he was still mad at himself because he didn't hit a spot.
Center fielder Manuel Margot over towards the left center. Good sized gap out in right center. 2-2. And he got jammed there and fouls it back. Behind home plate. 94 on the fastball from Strom.
So would it be fair to say, Don, that today kind of turns into Johnny Holstaff?
Yeah, it does. Once again, I think the Padres were heading away from that, and it's back again. Full count now. Pretty good plate appearance turned in here by Brandon Crawford.
Yeah, and that was the changeup from Matt. His third best pitch to go along with that fastball and breaking ball. Just to, you know, it's when he has to really get that release point down. That would be a very effective pitch if he could throw it for quality strikes.
Payoff pitch. And that's outside for ball 4. He loses Crawford. Let's check in with Annie Halbrin.
Yeah, guys, I've been asking around since Jordan Lyles didn't enter this game. So far, they're being very tight-lipped about what's going on. Like Don and Mud said, he was warming up like normal. He was in the clubhouse like normal, so it's kind of a mystery to everyone. I certainly will report if I hear anything. As far as Matt Strom, he's made 4 starts before entering this game, and they view him as a starter long term. You know, he is someone that they see in their rotation. Andy Green said that they shelved that idea as soon as Joey Lucchesi came back. He went back to the bullpen in that conventional role, but he reserved the right to use Matt Strom and use these bullpen starts whenever they needed to. And so that's exactly what you're seeing today. And you know, we could see more of it depending on the severity of Jordan Lyles' injury and what comes of that. Don, Mud.
All right, Andy, thanks very much. Yeah, he definitely did warm up, and that's a big key too. 2 on, nobody out. Pablo Sandoval down on the count, 0-1. 6 home runs for Sandoval on the year. And a swing and a miss. Big cut there. Almost went down on that cut. 0-2. Well, with a single to center to begin the inning. Brandon Crawford walked. 2 on, nobody out. Swing and a miss, and Sandoval strikes out. 92-mile-an-hour fastball is a little bit elevated. 3rd strikeout for Strom, 1 down.
Absolutely right, Don. Going up the ladder. Go up to the top rung at 92. You know, that's not actually a bad pitch. That's a legitimate strike, I think.
2 on, 1 away, and it brings up Joe Panik.
It's a nice rebound after that walk to Crawford.
Speaking of the walk to Crawford, first walk that Strom has given up since May 27th at LA against the Dodgers. 50 batters since his last walk. They've been few and far between. Pitch in there for a strike to Joe Panik. Giants second baseman hitting at .252. 3 homers and 8 runs batted in. They shade him to go the other way with Margot, the center fielder, into left center. Thought about it. Did he go? No. So it's third base umpire Brian Knight. Beautiful day in the Bay Area, San Francisco, for day baseball. A 1-1 pitch, and Panik fouls it back to the screen. 1-2.
You know, when we got to the ball yard today about 10:15, no wind at all, and it was warm. It's still warm today, but that breeze has picked up, and it looks like it's blowing straight out, maybe to right center field a little bit. There's the flags above the center field scoreboard.
Carr foul off to the left, and we'll do it again. 1-2. Now Panik missed 31 games after undergoing left thumb surgery April the 30th to repair a torn ligament. Instead of just .210 off left-handed pitching this year. One-two pitch from the lefty, and it is in the air to left field. Myers will have room as he makes the catch for out number 2. So the first 2 reach, but they're still at first and second, and now 2 down in the inning, and brings up Nick Hundley. Former Padre coming up here, batting out of the 8th spot. Only caught last night and back in there again today. Buster Posey off to begin the game. 2 day games back to back here in San Francisco. today and tomorrow, the finale of the series before the Padres take off for Arlington, Texas. And I think it's going to be a little bit on the warm side.
You think?
Talking about mid-90s, maybe a hundo.
Well, it's not so much the heat, it's the humidity. What's the humidity going to be?
That's, I think, going to be pretty warm. We had the all humidity tour last time out.
Yeah.
Miami, St. Louis, and Atlanta.
Not one break ever on that trip.
Strom falling behind here, 2-0. Belts at second, Crawford at first, 2 down. In the air to shallow right. Renfroe got a late break, but he has time to recover and makes the catch in right field that ends the inning. We played 2 without a score from San Francisco. Top of the third. How cute is that?
Is that awesome? Making memories right there with your bestie, kayaking out in the bay.
Well, it's time now for our Valley View Casino trivia question. And one of the 3 Padres players who have hit a home run into a Cubby Cove out there where they are kayaking right now.
Did I tell you I love trivia?
You do. Tweet us your answers by the end of the inning using hashtag Valley View Trivia.
And who doesn't have the blow up flamingo? That's great.
With sunglasses.
Yeah. Having a social sparkler
in the Flamingo Cup. No less.
Oh, life's good.
And he's anchored.
Yeah.
He's got an anchor going there. Third inning, and it'll bring up Freddie Galvis, A.J. Ellis, and Jordan Lyles. Scoreless contest as Freddie stands in. Padres got a leadoff hit from Christian Villanueva, but he was quickly erased on a double play, grounded to by Jose Perella in the second inning. Suarez had a 1-2-3 first. This one line foul over by the Giants dugout.
Wow, that's turning on a pitch.
Takes it the opposite field and in for a base hit for Freddie Galvis. Second leadoff hit of the day for the Padres.
Well, that's Freddie Galvis definitely using the whole field. The pitch prior to that, he lines it literally on the line into the Giants dugout. The next pitch away, he just flares it to right.
Lead runner on here for the Padres in the third inning, and here's A.J. Ellis. AJ coming in, hitting at .313 in a limited role.
Yeah, he's made the most of his at-bats and time behind the plate. And he's a guy that realized he has to use the whole field as well. Big hole on the right side with that run around first base and Belt holding him on.
Home run, 9 RBIs to go along with that .313 average. 31st game of 79 that he's been in. Suarez has had his problems with men on base. Base is empty, 233. Runners on, 342.
Yeah, that was one of my keys to get this kid into the stretch. Hopefully it pays dividends for the Friars.
This is a liner into left field for A.J. Ellis. Got himself a base hit. Galvis will take second base. First two on here in the third inning for San Diego.
Now, one thing in mind here and one thing only for Matt Strom as he comes up. Get those runners over with the sacrifice bunt. And as I mentioned earlier, A.J. Ellis making the most of his at-bats. Padding that average of his.
They're at the corners here, anticipating the bunt from Matt Strom. He is squaring already. And he gets it down right in front of the plate. Going to third is Hundley, and that's going to be in time. Throw to first, not in time, but they get the lead runner on the fourth shot at third base. Got the bunt down, but right in front of the plate, and Hundley could get to it pretty quickly.
Pablo Sandoval's got to get out of there. He literally hits the deck. Crawford covering. And then Matt Strom getting down the line nicely to avoid that double play. Panda down. Panda down.
2 on, 1 away. Top of the order, Will Myers. Will struck out swinging in the first inning. 1 of 2 Ks for Andrew Suarez. Inside out swing and a foul off to the right. It's 0-2. It's time for the Kia drive to success. Involves the Giants starter today. No strikeouts by a rookie pitcher. He's got 57 of them. Caleb Smith of the Marlins, who we saw earlier this year, the 87.
To the bottom of that list, we've seen a couple times Walker Buehler, but Suarez even more. Really good stuff, Don. He's got that slider. He works quickly. He pounds his own. Very few walks.
Back to the mound, could be 2 to second for 1, on to first for 2. 1 to 4 to 3 on the double play that ends the top of the third. No score after 2.5. It's going to be very interesting, the trade market. We're getting close here. I know it's June 23rd, about a month away from the trade deadline. Manny Machado, Josh Donaldson, JT Realmuto, Chris Archer, some of the names being tossed around, and a couple of those guys will be rentals,
yes,
as it turns out. And that's a key, I think. Teams are not willing to give up a great deal to get a guy who's only going to be with you for, what, the better part of 2 months.
Donaldson, Machado, free agents at the end of the season.
Correct.
Archer can definitely help a rotation. How many years does he have to free agency?
That I don't know.
Okay, I think it might be a couple.
He's a frontline starter.
Frontline starter that definitely would help a rotation.
Tough to come by right now,
yeah,
those frontline starters.
And like you said, there's an abundance of talent in other organizations that are like on the cusp of wanting to try to win a division. So do you give up the farm for that rental, like you said?
It's a question you have to ask yourself on behalf of the organization. Is that going to be the piece that puts us over the edge?
And if it is a team that gets like a Machado or a Donaldson, are they the team that has the wherewithal to where they can sign him during the offseason, like for multiple years, if they choose to keep him?
Andrew Suarez at the plate to begin things here in the third inning. 0 for 20 so far this year in 11 games. Fouled off to the left, out of play. Now, the Padres announcing that this is technically a relief appearance for Strom.
Right.
Because he was given time to warm up, extra time to begin that inning, as an injury.
Yeah.
The cause for Jordan Lyles. So as it turns out, he's given extra time, which means even though Lyles did not throw a pitch, this is not technically a start for Strom.
Right. Lineups were exchanged.
Right.
At home plate, ready to go.
With Jordan Lyles in them.
Correct.
But it's really a start.
Yeah, I would like to know the time frame, and just for my own.
I would say we were pretty close to.
Like how quickly, Matt Strom.
We saw him run down,
yes,
after the first Padres hitter. So Myers, this one down to third base, nicely picked by Villanueva with a throw, going to be in time. Nice play. And Andrew Suarez for the first out here of the third inning. Yeah, I noticed him go down there after Myers struck out in the first inning.
Nice play going to his right. Hit hard enough to where, see him spinning his tires down there too. I thought this ball had a chance to maybe be airmailed.
Freddie Galvis doing some housekeeping after that twirl down there.
Yeah.
Trying to help out Christian, who made a divot. Can you make a divot in dirt?
Sure you can.
Okay.
You got to replace that divot though. Looks like a horse track out there after running to the Breeders' Cup.
You can see the spin right there.
Yeah.
One down in the third, and here's Gorkys Hernandez. Right out to center in the first inning, 0 for 1.
Usually, guys, Don, if there's a guy that's going to be something's wrong with the starter, right? And like the night before, hey Don, you're starting tomorrow, just to give you a heads up. Oh, okay. You got a night to sleep on it.
Right.
This was like, hey, you got a minute to get your cleats on and go down there and start warming up with our guy at the plate in the first.
So you would not have your cleats on as a reliever at that point of the game?
Yes, he would.
He would have.
I take that. I'm just saying if you're like.
Oh, you're just making stuff up.
Kind of.
I found that interesting. I'm
no,
like,
but you're
really?
right, because Matt Strom is a reliever, listed as a reliever. He would already have his cleats on.
Okay. I know there's a lot of closers, or there used to be a lot of closers who wouldn't even go to the pen till after the 6th inning.
Yeah, they don't even have they're just wearing their jacket.
Yeah.
Like no jersey on.
Remember Lee Smith used to take naps.
Yeah.
During the game.
I've heard stories where people have to go in the clubhouse and, hey, Lee, come on.
We got to go. He can sleep anywhere. They said he could sleep on a picket fence.
Really?
He can fall asleep. 2-2 to Hernandez.
I know Trevor had his routine where he would he'd go down to the bullpen, and then he would come back, I think, in the 6th inning and take a shower and let the hot water run on his shoulder for an inning, and then get dressed and get in his game face and
get loose,
and then head back to the bullpen.
Hernandez with a swing and a miss, and Strom strikes him out. That's 4 Ks for Strom. 2 down in the 3rd inning.
Well, Matt Strom throwing the ball extremely well. Does he get in with the fastball? You bet. We've seen 93 to 96 on that heater, and this one's really good located up and away. There's not really much that Hernandez can do with that if made contact. A weak fly ball, maybe the right field.
2 down here in the 3rd. Here is Alex Hansen.
Boy, when he gets out in front and on top of that breaking ball, it's really effective. And for a first pitch strike, works even better.
And really good break.
Yep.
Jump ahead 0-2.
Oh, the Campio.
All right, he's at 47 pitches, a new season high. 46 had been the previous high. It was at Atlanta June the 17th. His last go around as a starter for the Padres in that Johnny Holstaff.
What do you say?
I don't know. I've used both.
I use Holstaff.
Fouled off to the right out of play.
Johnny Holstaff.
Swing and a miss, and striking out is Alex Hansen. 5 strikeouts for Matt Strom. A 1-2-3 third inning. We head to the 4th without a score, as leading it off will be Eric Hosmer when we come back to San Francisco. Scoreless as we venture into the 4th inning back in San Francisco, and Eric Hosmer leading it off. It'll be Hosmer, Renfroe, and Villanueva scheduled in the inning. .355 average with a home run, 6 RBIs in his career here at AT&T Park. Seems his ballpark is liked by a lot of hitters. Backdrop pretty good, pretty dark out there. And of course, you got some pretty big gaps. How about 421 to right center field? If you send it in that direction, you'll be running a while.
Triples alley. Run for days.
Grounded back to the mound, and Suarez at the base of the hill. Fields and throws for out number 1 of the 4th inning. Well, it's time now for our answer to the Valley View Casino trivia question. And one of the 3 Padres players who have hit a home run into McCovey Cove. Ryan Klesko did it in 03, Brian Giles in 08, and Yasmani Grandal did it in 2014. .78 by the Giants, and 35 of those 78 a guy who's in the ballpark today, Barry Bonds. There have been 41 by opponents. As Renfroe skies one to left field, Hansen going back at the wall. He will leap, and that ball is gone. Home run for Hunter Renfroe puts the Padres on top 1-0. That ball carried very well to left field. Hansen started back like he had a chance, has no chance. as it rides out of the park. 4th home run for Renfroe.
A 1-0 pitch out of the hand of Suarez. Let's watch it. Launch angle. And the Padres are on the board. As you mentioned, Don, you know that wind, the higher you hit a baseball here today, when you look at the flags out there, right, it's going to carry. That ball did carry. Carry on out of here.
And a Renfroe with a home run that gives the Padres the lead here in the 4th inning. Well, Christian Villanueva singled to right first time up.
That ball was hit so high. Be curious to find out what the exit velocity was.
Well, Matt Strahm going longer than he has this year, 49 pitches. And 3 innings to match his season high in innings pitched, and there's nobody warming down there in the pen.
Stretching him out, huh?
That would appear the case.
Yeah, I like it. Exit velocity off the bat of Hunter Renfroe, 103.9.
What'd you get for launch angle there?
You know what? I'm going to go over 30. I'm going to go 30. I'll go 39. Nice. So 39 degrees, 103.9. Your station for all the hits, the big hits, the long hits.
2-2 pitch coming up. And that'll bounce in for ball 3. Most home runs this season. Christian Villanueva with 16. Leads the majors with home runs off left-handed pitching. He's got 11.
Is that why you picked him today?
Big reason why. And he takes ball 4 and heads down to first base. A base on balls.
Point for Donnie.
First walk allowed by Suarez today comes with 1 down in the 4th inning.
So trying to make it hurt big time after the 1 out, the home run, now a walk. See if they can rattle Suarez a little bit.
Jose Perella bounced into a double play in the 2nd inning. Padres have grounded into 2 double plays in this game. As they bat now in the 4th inning. Now Perella hitting at .302 on the road this year. And a ground ball towards second, could be 2 again. Panic to second for 1, on to first for 2. Second time Perella has grounded into a double play today. 3rd double play grounded into by the Padres, but a home run by Hunter Renfroe. His 4th home run of the year has given the Padres a 1-0 advantage after 3.5 from AT&T Park.
We made some adjustments with him from a pre-pitch perspective. They got him a little bit higher so he wasn't getting stuck in his legs. And actually looked at his pre-pitch when he played shortstop the first time for us, and he had really good breaks on balls, and he was just a little bit higher than he was playing third base. And when he made that adjustment, it's been just natural for him. His hands are really good. He's never really had a problem with his hands. Sometimes you just get stuck, and when you get stuck with your legs, you end up putting yourself in bad positions with your hands. So he's done a really nice job making that adjustment.
And that was Andy Green on third baseman Christian Villanueva, and he's done a lot of work recently and this season to become better over there at third base. He actually came up in his career as a shortstop, and he played some third base before coming to the Padres, but he struggled early. He had a number of errors, and it's interesting to note he went through that 0 for 37 slump, and he talked about how that lack of confidence on offense also spilled over to defense. And so he worked to get out of that. He made a number of adjustments, worked hard. And it's worth noting that he spent all offseason working with strength and conditioning coach Brett McCabe, recovering from that leg injury. So Don Mudd, the guy is a hard worker. He wants to do well, and he just had to go through a little bit of this learning curve with some pressure on him early in the season.
Yeah, and he came into spring training in very good shape, and Padres actually used him at shortstop for some time during spring. He's made a couple appearances there during the regular season, but I would imagine that it would affect the guy. You know, if you're not going well at the plate, I could easily see it kind of getting into your head defensively too, as he mentioned earlier, and he made a nice play there.
Absolutely. And you look over the course of history of baseball, how about the great players that struggle for a long time, but they don't take their bat with them defensively? First of all, it'd be very awkward to bring your bat out to second base or shortstop.
I think it's against the rules.
You can't
also
do that.
Yeah.
But it's that's part of the mindset and being tough mentally as a professional athlete in any sport, especially baseball, because there's two sides that you have to produce. And Andy made a good point, you know, and you made a good point as far as coming into camp, dropping some LBs. So when you feel lighter, you're more agile, whatever the case may be. And it starts from the ground up. You talk to any infield coach, it starts from the feet, working your way up. And Christian has worked very hard to try to maintain that.
He's headed into the shift on the right side of the infield after the walk to Andrew McCutchen. His second walk allowed by Matt Strom in his outing. Leadoff walk in this case here in the fourth inning. Brandon Bell 1 for 1, single to left center field, first time up. Action in the Padres pen for the first time since Strom started this game, and it's Jose Castillo. Fly ball headed to right field. Renfroe back a few steps, and he'll make the catch for out number 1 of the fourth inning. McCutchen back to the bag at first. Ball gets away, but he's not going anywhere. And that Strom has 1 out in the fourth inning. It'll bring up Brandon Crawford. Crawford walked in the second inning.
Boy, how sweet would it be for, as you take a look at the numbers, since May 1st, we talked about this earlier, bad first month, but he has turned it on. Be sweet to get a ground ball here, get 2, and have Matt Strom give you a solid 4.
Of all these starts that Strom made, he did not walk 2 in any of those starts. They walk Crawford in the second. He walks McCutchen here in the fourth inning. In the air to right field. Back goes Renfroe. That ball is up, and that ball's off the wall. The ricochet is nasty. McCutchen is going to score all the way from first base. Crawford's headed to third. He'll get there. RBI triple has tied this game 1-1. Did not miss a home run by very much in right field.
A couple of things here as a right fielder, a center fielder. There's Triple's alley out there, right? Well, when this ball is hit, Hunter Renfroe's got to make a decision. The one is, okay, I can't catch it. Now I've got to retreat. Now you're at the mercy of that wall to where you don't know where it's going to ricochet, as you mentioned, Don. There's a lot of angles out there. That ball caroms into right center field for the RBI triple for Crawford.
That's going to be the day for Strom. He departs in what is now a 1-1 game. Pitching change from AT&T Park. For Crawford, who's at third base, infield in all the way around, and first pitch from Castillo is fouled off to our right. Pablo Sandoval facing Jose Castillo. Makes an appearance in his 9th game of the year.
Well, he's got good stuff. The strikeout is the story. 14 and 8 2/3, only 2 walks. You know, strikeout would be great here, but a weak grounder to one of the infielders to hold that run, the go-ahead run at third base. And Pablo Sandoval, he loves to swing the bat. He will swing at bad pitches.
Infield in all the way around here for the Padres. And Sandoval pops it up right side. Hosmer will step into foul ground and make the catch for out number 2. That's a big out. 2 down.
Could that not happen more perfectly? I mean, pop up on the infield. Infield in. Fewer than 2 outs. Go ahead, run at third. Nicely done, Jose Castillo. Let's see where he got him. Does he bury it in? No, it's down. It's away, and he really opened up on it. You see the barrel of the bat working underneath that pitch for the pop-up.
Two down. Crawford at third. A run in here for the Giants. Strom still responsible for Crawford at third base. Pretty good pitch, not called a strike. Strom had thrown 59 pitches, a new high for him. 2-1 coming to Joe Panik with 2 down. Flares it foul down the left field line, out of play. Leadoff walk costly for Strom. I'm McCutcheon. He'd come around to score on the RBI triple by Brandon Crawford. Panik will take ball 3, full count. Crawford with a walking lead off third base, and a swing and a miss by Panik, and Castillo strikes him out to end the 4th inning. But a run for the Giants ties the game 1-1. Baseball brought to you by Petco, the pet company, and by Cadillac. Visit your San Diego Cadillac dealers today. And by Hyundai. Get a great deal, more than a great deal, on all new Hyundai vehicles. See your Hyundai dealer today. Fifth inning, game tied 1-1 back at AT Park in San Francisco. Manuel Margot, Freddie Galvis, and A.J. Ellis coming up. That's Strom making an emergency start today, throwing 59 pitches. And the book closed on him, 3 1/3, 2 hits, 1 run. Walked 2 and struck out 5. So not part of the decision today. And going to bring up Manuel Margot.
I think I saw Matt Strom. Was he giving Jose Castillo some batting gloves there? It looks like Castillo maybe.
Yeah, maybe hitting.
I mean, there is somebody up throwing in the bullpen.
His spot would be 4th in this inning.
Just in case, I guess, huh? There's Jose putting on the batting gloves. Got a helmet. Let's see if this one fits.
This is up the middle and into left center field. A base hit for Margot. And his torrid pace continues. Leadoff single to begin the 5th inning.
2 hits last night, a walk, a run scored in the 9th for Manuel, continuing to reap the benefits of retooling the swing, getting on top of that one at 89 and finding the hole in between Crawford and the second base bag.
So lead runner on for the Padres in 3 of the first 5 innings. Castillo had the gloves on. Now he's taking them off. Galvis lifts it in the air to center field. Hernandez over towards right center to make the catch out there. Margot will remain at first base as it's back into the infield. 1 down. One out, 1 on, and it brings up A.J. Ellis.
He's scrambling all over the place, isn't he? I mean, it's like he's going through the store. Where are the helmets? Where are the glove section? And now the bat section. Okay.
Caesar's out there, though.
Yeah. It's like scrambling. Now he's putting the gloves back on. Maybe he just likes the feel of the gloves.
Throw to first, and back to the bag is Margot.
Maybe if A.J. Ellis hits a home run right here, they'll have Castillo hit. Take the lead. You don't have to burn another player, right? And get another inning out of Castillo.
Makes sense. Ellis fouls it off to the right out of play, and it's 1-1. Leadoff single by Manuel Margot. Freddie Galvis flied out to center. 1 on, 1 out. Now let's see. Single his first time up, and now a swing and a miss has him down 1-2.
You know, if A.J. grounds into a double play here, you might see another inning out of Castillo as well.
The Padres have grounded into 3 double plays in this game. Another throw over, and that one a little closer, but Margot back safely. Not sure if he was leaning or late to react. We'll see here if the Giants are going to challenge. They are not. Two and 2. Padres out hitting the Giants 5-2, but tied up 1-1. Runner goes, pitch high and outside, throw down and out at second base. Caught stealing is Margot. Kind of worked like a pitch out, even though it wasn't. And Hundley throws out Margot for round number 2 of the 5th inning.
That was a perfect example of Brandon Crawford as this pitch is up and away. Quick release from Nick Hundley right into the glove, right into the backside of Manuel Margot. Brandon Crawford didn't have to do anything, just catch it and let the momentum take it his way.
And a base hit through the left side for Ellis. So A.J. Ellis with a 2-out single has 2 hits on the day.
Oh, he just battles. Battled his first time, base knock. Battle here in the 5th. Hey, good effort by Sandoval. Over at third base, coming up short.
Well, Matt Caesar's going to bat here for Jose Castillo. Castillo goes 2/3 of an inning with a strikeout. And Caesar will foul it off to the right out of play. Get you a game break. The White Sox are hosting the other team here in the Bay Area, the Oakland A's, today. Strike called, and Caesar finds himself down 0-2. Caesar is one of the guys who likes hitting here. 364 average at AT&T Park. Swinging a foul tip into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. Third strikeout for Suarez, tied 1-1 halfway through. All right, Mike, thanks very much. That's one thing we know that the Oakland A's can do. We saw it firsthand. They hit home runs. Adam Simber into the game, his 32nd appearance.
Different look for the Giants here in the bottom of the 5th inning, tied up at 1. So Johnny Holstaff continues after Strom, Castillo, Simber.
Nick Hundley leading it off here for the Giants, a former Padre catcher. Flied out to right field in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. Check swing grounder, foul.
Back on Tuesday for Adam Simber. been throwing the ball so well. How well? Well, he gave up his first career home run. Snapping a streak of 29 appearances.
And that was against the Oakland A's, right?
That's right. The swinging A's. They like to swing it.
Fouled off to the right. We'll do it again. 1-2. Well, in the past, when we saw this scenario where Strom would start, it was Simber who was first out of the pen, and generally they would go 3 each in the best case scenario. But Simber coming in here in the 5th inning with Castillo in between Strom and Simber. 1-2 to Nick Hundley.
So when you think of the construction of the lineup today, let's say for the Giants, right? They're constructed to face Jordan Lyles.
Right-hander.
Right. Now Strom comes in, the lefty. He continues, Andy Green does, to stay with Castillo, the lefty. Now he's given a totally different look. Right-hander, but yet down by the kneecaps, and Adam Simber.
Ground ball towards third base. Villanueva charges in, throws on the run, and in time. Had a chance to make that play. Hundley doesn't run well, the catcher for the Giants, and he's retired 5-3.
You know what, Don? Infielders know how batters run. See how he gloves this? He realizes I don't have to barehand this one because Nick Hundley does not run well. I have time to glove it, make the transfer, and then make the throw to get the Giant catcher.
One down here in the 5th inning for Andrew Suarez, the Giants pitcher, who is 0 for 21. And 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to Villanueva at third base in the 3rd inning. Back to the mound, and Simber goes up to get it, and he'll flip to first base for out number 2. Had to elevate there. Did a nice job. 2 down. Now time for the top tier plays brought to you by Arco. And the start, emergency start today for Matt Strom. Ends up striking out 5 in 3 1/3 innings.
Oh, Matt Strom answered the bell, and he did quite well. Shows you a lot about a kid, his attitude and facing challenges, and we talk about adjustments all the time. That was a big time adjustment.
So 2 down here in the 5th inning, and Gorkys Hernandez batting. And he will pop it up left side. Villanueva shading his eyes into foul ground, will make the catch. That will end the 5th inning. We head to the 6th, tied 1-1.
we just received word why Jordan Lyles did not start today's game as expected. He has right forearm tightness. He started feeling that in the bullpen pregame while he was doing his warm-up. So Don Mudd, like we were talking about, it must have happened right then as he was warming up, and that forearm soreness serious enough to pull him from today's game.
All right, Andy, thanks very much for the update as we move along here to the 6th inning. That explains why Strom was given as much time as he needed to get ready before the game, more than just the regular, what is it, 8 pitches in between innings?
Yep.
Will Myers 0 for 2 from the top spot of the order today, and he grounds one down to third base where Pablo Sandoval throws out Myers, one down. One out in the 6th, and it brings up Eric Hosmer. Suarez doing a nice job today. Just the one blemish, really, the home run by Hunter Renfroe back in the 4th inning. He's got a lot of ground balls, induces a lot of ground balls, and as a result gets some double plays. The Giants have turned 3 in this game.
Hey, getting back to Matt Strom, I think his stock really skyrocketed today, don't you think?
Oh yeah, stepping up.
Oh.
Hosmer down 0-2. I think it was pretty high anyway, though.
Very high.
Swing and a miss. Hosmer kind of pulled off that. Strikeout number 4 for Suarez. 2 down here in the 6th inning. That brings up Hunter Renfroe, who homered off Andrew Suarez earlier in the game, back in the 4th inning. And the home run, the exit velocity, 103.9 miles per hour. Your launch angle, Mud, 39 degrees.
Oh, love it.
Hunter generally swings with some pretty good launch angle.
Yes, he does.
He's a launch angle guy.
He's got that type of swing. You bet.
Fouls it off to the right, out of play.
I like the guys who barrel the bat, stays in the hitting zone for a long time, like a level swing. You can still get good launch angle by the way you hit the baseball, obviously, but the longer the barrel of the bat stays in the hitting zone, the greater chance you've got of making good contact.
Line drive to left, and that's in for a base hit. Sharply hit by Renfroe. His 2nd hit of the day.
That exit velocity's got to be over 105. I'm going to say 113. It just came to my head.
Yeah.
Well, listen to this. Well, you can't hear it there, but he hit it hard. I'm going to say 113. What do you think, Don?
Well, because our statistician Dave Feldman has already told you it's 113, I'm also going to go with 113.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
In their first strike, and it's 0-1.
Now launch angle's got to be what? I'm going to say 18. Let's change that to 14.
Foul fly down the right field line, out of play.
So 14 degrees and 113.
(0-2). Fouled off to the right, out of play. Center fielder Gorkys Hernandez over towards left center, and another throw over. That's kind of the move by Suarez. We've seen it a few times. He just kind of steps back and lets it fly.
That indicates to me that he really doesn't have the good move.
No, it's more of just a message. I am thinking about you over there.
There are some left-handers out there that rely on that step back snap throw because they're not comfortable or they don't feel confident with that traditional move.
We have the pleasure of watching the Padres lefties, who are great.
Oh, it's so much fun. I mean, even the short leads. Luke Casey, we know when he's healthy, and Eric Lauer.
Don't forget Clayton.
And Clayton Richard, of course.
Throw over and back to the bag is Renfroe. Lead is not huge over there, but very concerned has been Suarez. Looks like the Giants are going to have their first action in the pen of the day. Foul back by Villanueva. Reyes Maranta warming in the pen right now for San Francisco. Picked up a save on Wednesday. Now without Hunter Strickland. Saw Melanson come in to finish off the first game for the Giants in their win in this series. 2-2 pitch. And a broken bat. Flare down the left field line that is going to land foul. Going to need a new bat, and he gets one after fracturing that one.
And once again, the nets above the dugouts and the fans playing a huge part. Because of that net, that sharp end of the bat has no chance of getting into the crowd.
Two. Villanueva will send this into left center field for a base hit. And Renfroe takes second base. Padres got something going here with 2 down. Villanueva's on base for the 3rd time with his 2nd hit.
Well, the singles are nice. The home run was great off the bat of Hunter Renfroe. Now the Padres need some extra base hits to get those runs home. A little 2-out thunder possibly here for Perella.
And here comes Bruce Bochy. As Suarez pitches into the 6th inning, gets the first 2 outs, but gives up back-to-back base hits. And the Giants are going to make a change here. Maranta is coming in from San Francisco. Game tied 1-1. Tied up 1-1. Time now for the San Diego fans of the game enjoying Padres baseball on the road and at AT&T Park in San Francisco.
It's all about sharing, right?
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, looks really good.
Well, it's Renfroe at second, Villanueva at first, 2 down here in the 6th inning. And Jose Perella standing in. He's had a tough day so far. Grounding into a double play in the 2nd, grounding into a double play in the 4th inning. Runners at first and second, the responsibility of Andrew Suarez, who departs, into Reyes Maranta.
34th game, pretty much a 2-pitch pitcher, 4-seamer and a slider. Opponent's hitting .304 with runners in scoring position.
And Perella jolts this out towards left center field. Hernandez on the run, and he'll get there. Nice running catch out there by Gorkys Hernandez. That looked like it was headed for the gap. But Hernandez closes in very quickly and makes the catch. Padres will strand a pair. 5.5 done. Tied 1-1.
Video with hashtag hats off for heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Score tied up 1-1 back in San Francisco. Lots of food options here.
Oh, Crazy Crabs, Chowder House. Nice.
Alex Hansen with a swing and a miss. Second inning of relief for Adam Simber in a 1-2-3 fifth inning. That's an 0 for 2, striking out twice, but both times is against the Padres emergency starter today, Matt Strom. If you're just joining us, Jordan Lyles was scratched after warming up in the pen to start the game. Never threw a pitch in the game with some forearm stiffness, and Andy Green had to go to the pen, and Matt Strom started, went 3 1/3, giving up a total of 1 run. This one is lifted, foul ground, being a wave over by the stands. Won't have a play, just out of his reach. Hansen, McCutchen, and Belt featured in the inning. 2, 3, and 4 for the Giants here in the home half of the 6th inning. On the ground, softly hit right side. Hosmer's going to need help. Simber is over and doesn't get the foot down in time. Hansen able to beat it out. It's sort of see that materializing as Simber was headed over to cover first base.
Well, you know what? As I looked at that play, my first initial reaction was, you know what? Eric Hosmer could have gave up on that ball because Perella was right behind him.
Simber tried the fancy footwork but could not get the foot down in time. So the infield hit for Alex Hansen starts things here in the 6th inning. Brings up Andrew McCutchen. Down the right field line, but headed foul.
I say this sometimes, and I want your reaction. Why do guys dive into first base?
I think it's just a natural reaction that they can't help. They think that it'll get them there faster if you dive at it, I guess. I don't know. It's so dangerous.
Oh.
Runner goes, and the pitch in, almost hit him, throw down to second, and that will be not in time. Stolen base for Alex Hansen, gets him into scoring position. Got some speed.
First move. Not the best throw. It's a short hop into Jose Perella, so he's got to go up, then down. Doesn't come up with it cleanly.
So runner at second, nobody out here in the Giants' 6th inning. McCutchen struck out looking in the 1st inning, walked and scored the lone Giants run in the 4th inning. On the ground, left side is short. Galvis looks the runner back at second. The throw to first in time. Able to get McCutchen 6-3. Hansen remains at second base. And as Simber gets his first out here in the 6th inning, all of a sudden some relievers are headed down. Looks like they're going to get double-barreled action in the Padres pen. Bobby Erlin, one of those pitches headed down there. Simber about to deal with Brandon Belt with runner at second, 1 down, and a tie game. Now it is Maton who is down there with Erlin. Fouled off, 1-1.
Well, if it gets that far to Crawford, lefty Erlin, and then you would switch Sandoval around to the right side where he's the weaker hitter as far as average is concerned. That's just looking ahead a couple batters. If it gets that far.
Inside, almost hit Belt, and it's 2-1. Brandon Crawford waiting on deck. Giants batting here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Infield hit for Alex Hansen to begin the inning. Stole second as McCutchen grounded out. Still at second with 1 away, and 2-1 to Belt. And he'll softly line one just out of the reach of Perella into right field. Renfroe fires home, so stopping at third is Hansen on the base hit by Belt. And it's 1st and 3rd with 1 down for the Giants.
Well, he fought that one off. Was not on the sweet spot. And with the way the ball was off the bat, everything there kind of looked in slow motion. Softly hit off the bat. Perella to his right, dives. Can't come up with it.
A.J. Ellis out to talk to Simber here with runners at the corners, 1 down. And Brandon Crawford coming up. He's already been aboard twice today. A walk in the 2nd. A triple to right field to drive in a run in the 4th inning. Well, he tied this game. Now he has a chance to put the Giants on top. Crawford swings away and fouls it off to the left out of play. Runners in scoring position. The average is just 228. The overall average coming in for Crawford at 305. This will be pitch number 25 for Simber since coming into this game. Fouled off again, and it's 0-2. Nice grab by a fan.
Simber's not wasting any time going after him with the heater. Quickly ahead 0-2. This is where Adam can go up the ladder out of the zone, pitch uphill.
Line the other way, and that's going to be a base hit and a gapper to the track and the wall. Hansen will score. Belt is going to try and score from first base. Throw from Freddie Galvis is going to be not in time, and the Giants take a 3-1 lead. Two-run double for Brandon Crawford, who's driven in all 3 Giants runs.
That one hurts. Hurts big time. Why? Well, first pitch fastball challenge him 0-1. Fastball challenge him 0-2. Just didn't get it up enough with 2 strikes. Crawford's got to protect. How do you protect and be successful? Hit the ball where it's pitched. It's close enough to be a strike. He rattles the alley there, and the Giants take a 3-1 lead. Too good of a pitch, 0-2.
Well, Andy Green just sent out A.J. Ellis to talk here to Simber. They're trying to buy some time here for one of the relievers. And here comes Andy Green. Make a double switch. Well, Simber gives up a couple of runs here in the 6th inning. Got a pitching change from AT&T Park in San Francisco, where the Giants have just taken a 3-1 lead.
Slate of matches, and it all starts as Harry Kane in England. You should see this guy. He's awesome. Take on Panama at 4 a.m. Pacific on FS1. The FIFA World Cup tomorrow on FS1 and Fox, or stream it all live on the Fox Sports app. Harry Kane, he's awesome.
2 runs in here for the Giants on top, 3-1. Phil Maton, the new pitcher. Andy Green making a pitching change from one right-hander to another right-hander. Left off the backside by Maton.
You know what? When I saw both relievers up in the bullpen, I really thought that the Erlin entry was going to be in play because Sandoval to switch him around to the right side.
Right. Much better from the left side, and that's where he remains. Nick Crawford at second base, 2 runs in here for the Giants. And a liner foul over by the Padres dugout. They're housed on the first base side. th appearance for Phil Maton.
And if you're looking at lefty-lefty matchups, I can see why Andy didn't go to him regarding Belt and Crawford. Belt hitting 300, Crawford hitting 429. But I thought I'd see the old switch around for Sandoval to the right side.
Sandoval fouls it off to the end of the dugout. Look out. Look out, Annie.
That one was close.
I was going to say.
You could hear that one. Got to keep your head on a swivel, guys, for sure.
Where'd it hit? Left or right?
To the right of me, right on top, though. Right on top.
2-2. Very high for ball 3. Brandon Crawford has driven in all 3 Giants runs. He's out there at second base. That's his walking lead. As Sandoval will pop it up into left field. Will Myers waiting for it to come down. It does, and that is out number 2. Crawford back to the bag at second, 2 down. Brings up Joe Panic. Panic 0 for 2 is flied out to left and struck out swinging. As part of that double switch, Corey Spangenberg has come into the game at second base defensively. And Jose Perella coming out of the game. Perella made the final out of the 6th inning. There's Spangenberg now at second. On a strike now to Joe Panic. Action in the Giants pen. Mark Melanson came in to close out game 1 of the series. On the ground toward shortstop, Freddie Galvis is there. And Joe Panic grounds out to end the inning, but the damage done. The Giants score twice, take a 3-1 lead to the 7th inning. Some unexpected pitches thrown today by Matt Strom, who gets the start, and then a home run by Hunter Renfroe with the Padres on top 1-0. And then it is the Brandon Crawford show as he triples off the wall in right field. That scores the run that ties the game 1-1, and then a double to the gap in left center field would play 2 and give the Giants a 3-1 lead. Those 2 runs coming in the 6th inning, and it is 3-1 San Francisco. Matt Strom, as I mentioned, making the emergency start today after Jordan Lyles felt some forearm stiffness in the pen warming up. Strom goes 3 1/3, giving him 1 earned run. Andrew Suarez 5 2/3, 8 hits, 1 run. And Renfroe with that home run. Brandon Crawford has delivered all 3 runs for the Giants. And Will Margot going to lead it off here in the 7th inning. And a pop-up down the right field line. Brandon Belt now giving way to the right fielder, Andrew McCutchen, for out number 1. 1 pitch and 1 out.
What a long run for Brandon Belt. Good effort, but clearly McCutchen's ball.
And 1 down here in the 7th inning brings up Freddie Galvis. Single to right in the 3rd, fly out to center in the 5th. Reyes Moranta got the final out of the 6th as the first out of the 7th. You go around? Yeah, he did. Brian Knight. 1-2. Giants have more action in their pen. Take a look here from the side.
Oh yeah, he went big time.
Strike 3 call. Galvis knew it, takes with him the first strikeout for Moranta. 2 down.
That is 98 paint. Moranta just rearing back and letting it fly. That's a big kid right there.
2 down here in the 7th brings up A.J. Ellis. Padres catcher 2 for 2 today. Both singles and both to left field.
Reyes Moranta's listed at 5'11", 241. I believe the 5'11".
What are you saying?
Just saying. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you know, myself being 270-ish.
Oh.
Was that a little light, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Yeah. 285-ish at last count.
No.
2-0 pitch. He is outside for ball 3.
What are you tipping the Toledos these days?
Last check was 217.
Okay.
Up from 212 at the end of spring training. I was in much better shape to start the season. 3-0 pitch is a strike on the outside corner. We don't eat particularly well on the road, though. During the season,
it's tough. It's hard. I'm at 242.
And I'm a major league player.
What's that?
Full count. You're not 240.
Yeah, 242.
That is outside, ball 4, and down to first base goes Ellis, on for the 3rd time today.
AJ's doing a good job. We've said it earlier about how he's making the most out of his appearances, and looks like Bruce Bochy going out to make a double switch.
Well, double switch here. They've had Tony Watson up in the pen for the Giants. A 3-1 Giants lead, but a 2-out walk here in the pitching change for the Giants. On top 3-1 in the midst of the top of the 7th. run coming to the plate, and one of the guys that flies under the radar, no doubt, is guy into the game, Tony Watson, along with a couple of other Padres, Kirby Yates, Craig Stammen, with tremendous numbers, and Will Smith, also from the Giants. Some of the relievers that do a tremendous job. Not closers, not starters, but somewhere in the middle, coming up with some big outs.
Benches and bullpens, and what bridges the gap to your closer are guys like this, you know, and specialty guys, left-handers that can get good left-handers out in the postseason. It's exactly what teams need to take their club to the promised land.
So look at the overall numbers for him. 35th game that he's been in.
Tony Watson, 40 strikeouts in 34 2/3 innings pitched, only 6 walks. A little bit of a funky delivery. He's got that crossfire action. He's held opponents scoreless in 11 appearances. His last 11 over 10 2/3 innings pitched.
Oh, 2. Spangenberg will foul it off down the left field line, out of play. Now, as part of the double switch, Hunter Pence comes into the game in left field for the Giants. And moving from left field to second base is Alan Hansen. Two down, Ellis at first base, an 0-2 pitch. Spangenberg will pop it up left side. Sandoval battling the sun, so is Crawford, and Crawford staggers but makes the catch that ends the inning. 7th inning stretch, Giants have a 3-1 lead. Presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Honda. Great deals are waiting for you now at your local Honda dealer. By Jerome's Furniture, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. And by Evans Tire and Service Centers, home of the buy two, get two. Back in San Francisco, where the Giants hold a 3-1 lead to the bottom of the 7th inning. Leading it off is Nick Hundley, 0 for 2 in the game, the Giants catcher. Fly to right, grounded out to third. Former backstop for the Padres. He seems to do something good against his old team. Phil Maton back on the hill here for the 7th. And he turns on this, sends it down the left field line, but it is headed towards foul ground and foul ball into the seats. Hundley has fly to right and grounded out to third base, 0 for 2 today. Well, a little flare out to left center field, and that's going to fall for a base hit to begin the bottom of the 7th inning for the Giants.
Well, it's really frustrating as a pitcher. You make a good pitch, you get in this guy's kitchen, and he just fights it off. Well, one big reason is because it's a pitch probably up in the zone, enabling him to just dump it over the infielder's head, and on contact right at the belt buckle. That ball is down and you offer at it. Chances are you hit it right into the ground for a weak ground ball to the left side.
Well, Hunter Pence coming up here, part of the double switch. It saw him go into left field. It has been a very tough year for Hunter Pence. You've seen his playing time dwindle to almost nothing. 195 average into 32 games, no homers and 7 runs batted in. Wild swing and a miss, 1-1. Missed 40 games of the right thumb sprain. First appearance of the series, and it's in game 3 of the 4-game series between the Padres and the Giants. One and two. Fastball at 91 from Permeating.
Yeah, I've been watching Hunter Pence. He never sits still. He's always moving.
In the dirt outside.
Very unorthodox swing, setup. I mean, the whole shoot match. Fixing the dirt, fixing his pants. Shrugging the shoulders. Wearing the knickers. How about that?
Oh yeah, right up over the knee.
Yeah.
Bunch of activity. 2-2. And a foul ball. It's like a maximum effort swing.
Perfect. I always like to change up on guys like that.
I think he came out of his shoes on that. Leadoff single by Nick Hundley at first base, held on over there by Hosmer.
I think a high fastball will do him in right here.
There you go. High heat at 91. Good call, Mudcat. One down here in the 7th.
Now, whether that's where Phil wanted to throw it, AJ set up down and away. That ball leaks up and in, out of the zone for the punchy.
So Pence down by way of the K for the first out of the 7th. Top of the order, Gorkys Hernandez coming up. 0-for-3. Slide out to center, struck out swinging, and last time up fouled out to the third baseman. I mean, Lions one towards the gap in left center field. That'll get down to the track of the wall. Hundley does not run well, but he's going to try and score all the way from first base, and he will. Giants take a 4-1 lead with another run here in the 7th inning.
Gorky's not wasting any time. He gets a fastball right down the center of the plate, and he is going to go to Hacken, and Nick Hundley, he's going to give it everything he's got. The Giants catcher scores standing up. Giants adding on.
So Hernandez at second, one out, and it brings up Alex Hansen. Swing and a miss for strike one. Hansen struck out in the first and then again in the third. Singled, stole a base, and scored a run in the 6th inning. Started the game in left field. He has since, as part of a double switch, moved to second base for the Giants. On the ground down the first baseline. Foul. Not sure what that hit.
Yeah.
It just took off.
That second bounce, like Super Bowl bounce.
Popped up right side. Spangenberg and Hosmer battling the sun, and Spangenberg will make the catch. A few strides on the outfield grass and in short right. 2 down here in the 7th inning. Brandon Belt has certainly been one of the best among first basemen.
Yeah, he hits doubles, home runs, 12 home runs, 12 doubles this year. He's got 1 triple. Hopefully it doesn't get to him.
Andrew McCutchen has walked one time he's reached base, and that was in the 4th inning. Came around to score the first Giants run. And the RBI triple by Brandon Crawford.
Got a dragonfly right near your head there, Cha-Cha.
Oh, great. Do they bite?
Sure they do. I think he wants to nest in your moss. He's right back there. Look at him. See him? Look,
Why is he hanging out?
Look the other way. Right there.
He's not that close.
He was right hovering here. Right around
Really?
your halo.
Is he going to sting me?
Let's wait and see.
How about we don't? Buzzes the tower there. McCutchen almost ducked into that. 2-1.
No. Why'd you do that?
Nothing to see here.
Oh,
look out, and McCutchen gets hit. Yeah, he didn't like that. And the first one was up and in. This one hits him.
And look at A.J. Ellis. He's right in front of him, trying to deal and say, hey, come on now, no intent right there.
And at first base open. So I'm sure McCutchen's thinking, and of the belief there that they were throwing at him. Looking out there at Phil Maton.
Well, remember the previous pitch, he was set up inside. Okay, it's up and in. He does the limbo and then wants to come in again and gets him on the shoulder.
I was telling him, we're not throwing at you.
Yeah.
Not sure McCutchen's buying that.
Yeah, and I don't think, trying to think from both ways. And, you get a fastball up by your head and then you get one hit. The tempers are going to flare a little bit, right? But from Phil Maton's standpoint, I don't think that the last thing he wants to do is put an extra base runner on. Let's try to hold it at a 3-run deficit.
Brandon Belt takes strike 1. Two on, 2 down. And a liner to center right at Margot. Makes the catch below the cap high and ends the inning. But the Giants tack on another run to take a 4-1 lead. All right, thanks very much, Mike and Mark. Back here in San Francisco. Into the 8th inning we go. And leading it off here at the top of the Padres order, Will Myers, Eric Hosmer, and Hunter Renfroe.
Tell you what, that lower back strain for Kershaw, that's a concern. Reoccurring. I think it's a red flag. You look at his delivery.
I think that's part of the problem.
Well, I mean, just through the course of time. I mean, you know, that's a lot on the body. Even though, you know, I've always said, and I don't know whether you would agree with me or not. You know, you play this game of baseball. You're an everyday guy. You're a starter consistently for 6, 8, 10 years. You know, a year may pass on the calendar. You may go from 31 to 32, but that's a lot of wear and tear on your body.
Yeah, every year you're out there.
Yeah. And when you have a delivery like that from Kershaw, and you have reoccurring back problems, that's huge.
Ball 4, and a good start here to the 8th inning for the Padres. A walk for Will Myers.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Will Myers on for the first time today. Here's Eric Hosmer, 0 for 3 today. Hosmer struck out in the first, grounded back to the mound in the 4th, struck out in the 6th inning. Both the strikeouts swinging. Bobby Erlin warming in the Padres pen right now. Well, the Giants pen is getting busy at the moment with Tony Watson out there. Hosmer fouls it off down the left field line. Nice grab by the ball attendant down there by the tarp area. That is Sam Dyson getting ready in the Giants pen. On the ground, back to the mound. To second, low throw dug out there by Crawford, and instead of 2 they get 1, and they're very fortunate to get anybody after the throw from Watson. Into the dirt there around the bag at second, but it's out number 1. Nice play by Crawford.
Some pitchers just have the thing to where they catch a grounder, they have to turn 2, and they cannot throw it accurately. A little crow hop there up on top of the hill, and thank goodness the good glove of Brandon Crawford picks that. They get the lead runner.
1 out, 1 on, and it brings up Hunter Renfroe. A lone Padres run off the bat of Hunter Renfroe back in the 4th inning, a solo shot. And his 4th home run of the year, 19th RBI. Short lead at first base for Hosmer, held on by Belt. Strike 2. Padres have grounded into 3 double plays today. As Kirby Yates headed down to the pen now. Bobby Erlin has been warming. Yates has not started yet. Outside for ball 3, full count. Christian Villanueva waiting on deck for the Padres. Payoff pitch. And a ground ball headed to short. Crawford is second for 1. On to first for 2. That is the 4th double play grounded into by the Padres in this one. 4-1 Giants. Crawford has a big game today for the Giants. This triple with a nasty ricochet gets away, run scores, and the game's tied 1-1. Then this double the gap in left center field would play 2 more. And the Giants take a 3-1 lead on the double by Crawford, driving in the first 3 San Francisco runs of the day. It's also been very good defensively at shortstop for San Francisco, and he's going to lead it off here in the 8th inning. Also has a walk to go along with the triple and the double. New pitcher for the Padres, Robbie Erlin, his first pitch. Swinging a foul tip for strike 1.
Had a chance to meet Robbie's dad here in San Francisco on this dad's trip. Robbie's doing quite well, as we know, as a reliever, scoreless in 12 of his 18 relief appearances this season.
This is a fair ball down the right field line. Gonna bounce around. Renfroe going to get it, and Crawford headed to second. The throw will be not in time. Well, Galvis wants him to challenge this, but it appears that Crawford has his 3rd extra base hit of the day. I think the throw beat him. I'm not sure the tag did.
That throw was a seed out of the hand of Hunter Renfroe in right field. He got to this baseball as Andy Green is checking with Mark McGuire. He's on the horn to the clubhouse to see if it's challenge worthy. But that ball left the hand of Hunter Renfroe. It was like, oh my goodness.
Not going to challenge.
Lefty on lefty. Breaking ball speeds up his bat. And now here's where the race is on. Hunter. Catch it, spin, throw. Oh. That was a hard tag right in the chest, it looked like, huh? Either chest in the face of Crawford.
Pablo Sandoval 0 for 3. Bats from the right side against the lefty Erlin. You know, look at the tag at second base.
Must have got that left hand in.
Grounded towards second base, and Spangenberg will go to first for the out. But taking third is Crawford. 1 down in the 8th inning.
The 2018 Camping World MLB All-Star ballot is open and exclusively online. Make sure your favorite Padres are represented on this year's squad by voting at Padres.com/vote. Catch all the excitement of the 89th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard July 17th live on Fox.
The pinch hitter coming up here with 1 down and a runner at third. Austin Slater, recalled from AAA Sacramento before the game today. Infield in all the way around. 4th time that he's been recalled this season. Sitting at 344, 5 home runs in 53 games for the Sacramento River Cats. To right field, Renfroe on the move, and Renfroe makes the catch on the run. But tagging and scoring is Crawford from third, and the Giants take a 5-1 lead. A sac fly for Slater to right. What a running catch that was for Renfroe. Well, the Giants pick up another run and take a 5-1 lead.
Great job all the way around. Slater taking that ball the opposite way, hitting it with some authority, and then that ball slicing off the bat. Hunter Renfroe on the run. Sure, the Giants get a run there, but cleans up the bases here with 2 outs for Robbie Erlin.
2 down for Nick Hundley. Hundley singled the center field his last time up in the 7th. A 1 for 3 day today. Down 0-2, chasing the high fastball from Erlin. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Erlen takes over for Phil Maton, and went an inning and 2/3, giving up a run on 2 hits. Adam Simber on the hook today. Swing and a miss, and Hundley strikes out. Robbie Erlen allows a run in the 8th inning. The Giants take a 5-1 lead to the 9th inning. Eric Lauer matched up against Derek Rodriguez, and Rodriguez 2-1 with a 4.56 earned run average. Padres lefty Eric Lauer 3-4 with a 5.47 ERA. Gets it started at 12:30 with Padres Live, and then the final game of the 4-game series between the Padres and the Giants before the Padres would be headed off to Arlington, Texas. And the Giants had another run in their half of the 8th inning, take a 5-1 lead to the 9th inning. And Sam Dyson now into the game for the Giants.
Sam Dyson has allowed 5 runs, 4 of them earned on 6 hits and 4 1/3 innings pitch, covering his last 6 outings. He has 2 saves on the year. And Bruce Bochy was recently quoted as saying that Mark Melanson won't regain his closer job until he can prove that he can go 2-3 days in a row and be effective, and he feels he's not ready for that. So Hunter Strickland, he broke his hand. He lost a fight with a wall. And Sam Dyson is now the closer as we speak.
Christian Villanueva to lead it off. And jumps back out of the way of a 94-mile-an-hour fastball in. On the ground, down the third base line, picked by Sandoval. The long throw, dug out on the other side by Belt for out number 1. Let's revisit our keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Get Suarez into the stretch. High numbers with runners on base over 5 when a man's on first, and higher when multiple base runners. 5 2/3, 8 hits. He only gave up 1 earned run, and in case of emergency, use Strom. Jordan Lyles couldn't answer the bell, and Matt went 3 1/3. Pitched well, only 1 earned run.
Travis Jankowski pinch hitting here in Robbie Erlen's spot. And he'll line one to right field. That's going to get down and head to the corner. Jankowski headed for second base, and he'll get himself a double with 1 down here in the 9th inning. A pinch hit double.
Well, if you get that first pitch of your liking, why not go to hacking on it? This ball's in as well. He does a good job of spinning on it. Looking middle in is something that hitters really like to look for early in the count.
1 out. Jankowski at second base brings up Manuel Margot, who singled in the 5th inning. Well, the Padres are out hitting the Giants in this game 9-8, but trail 5-1.
Not a lot of would it be fair to say, slugging percentage, right, for the Padres? You know, they got the home run, and that was the double there. But all the other ones, singles.
Yeah.
Right?
A 2-hit day today for Renfroe. 2-hit day today for Villanueva and for A.J. Ellis. Trying to make some noise here in the 9th inning, trailing 5-1. Jankowski at second, 1 away. Fouled at the plate, 1-1. Now 40,348 on hand here today. 43-4-8 for game 3 of the series and day baseball today from San Francisco. He's chasing after that, and it's 1-2. Fouled off at Margot, staying alive. Sam Dyson, the 4th arm used today by Bruce Bochy. Andrew Suarez started the game, went 5 2/3, giving up 8 hits and a run. Walked a batter, struck out 4. Samaranta for an inning. Tony Watson for an inning into 3rd, and now Sam Dyson into the game. Only run the Padres have today, a home run by Hunter Renfroe.
So not a safe situation, but Bruce Bochy going to Dyson to get an inning work. Last time out was 3 days ago. Stay tuned for Padres Live, the postgame show after this one. Mike Pomeranz, Mark Sweeney going to update the situation with Jordan Lyles.
Popped up into shallow center field. Out goes Crawford, backpedaling, and he can't catch it. Jankowski's headed for 3rd. Into 2nd goes Margot, and he'll be safe. So Crawford ends up moving back, and it drops in behind him. It's going to be a double, and it's 2nd and 3rd now with 1 out in the 9th inning for the Padres. A little break there.
How does Hernandez not take charge and catch that one? Brandon Crawford, he's going out so far, still backpedaling, and then the reach back. That's the center field's ball all the way. He's got to call him off. A break for San Diego.
2nd and 3rd with 1 out. It brings up Freddie Galvis. Strike 1. Freddie today has singled to right, flied out to center, and struck out looking. Take a little stroll after that swing. Jankowski at 3rd, Margot at 2nd with 1 away. Rolls it over foul, and it's 0-2. Galvis now, A.J. Ellis waiting on deck. Padres batting here in the 9th inning, trailing by 4. Galvis strikes out, and there are 2 outs in the 9th inning. 2nd time that he has struck out today, and it's up to A.J. Ellis. We are to continue here today. A.J.'s had a very good day, singling to left in the 3rd, singling to left in the 5th, where he walked in the 7th inning. So aboard 3 times today. Strike one. Bouncing in and blocked there by Nick Unley. Inning starter with Villanueva grounding out to third. Jankowski pinch hit, double. And Wilmar go on a hop up into shallow center field. The ball dropped. Got credit for a double. Jankowski took third. Galvis strikes out, and now it's 1-1 to A.J. Ellis with runners at second and third. Close pitch. Call the ball. 2-1. Giants took the first game of the series on Thursday. Padres came back to win last night, and just to look at how close that pitch was.
A good deuce-seamer, but that was a legitimate ball off the plate.
Ball 3-1. If Ellis can find a way on here, the tying run would be coming to the plate in Spangenberg. Mason behind, 3-1. That's a strike, and it's a full count. Another close pitch. That'll bring them to their feet here in San Francisco. 40,348. Time call. Payoff pitch. Ellis on a broken bat hits a ground ball softly towards Crawford. He'll bare hand throw, and it gets away. One run is in. Here comes another run. Padres get 2 runs back here, and it's now 5-3, and they will bring the tying run to the plate. So Crawford races in on the slow roller on the broken bat, and the throw gets away, ends up in the seats, and Ellis will get second base, and all of a sudden it's now 5-3.
Oh, it looks like a very catchable ball for Brandon Belt over at first base. 2 outs, everybody's running, and extended the inning. Another runner in scoring position, as Don, you just mentioned, tying run at the plate.
So E6, there was an RBI, 1 RBI, 2 runs in, and now Corey Spangenberg grounds one down the first baseline and a couple of hops. Belt will tag the bag, and that will end the ball game. The Giants have taken game 3 of the series. Padres get 2 in the 9th inning, but it's not enough today as the Giants down the Padres 5-3 the final. Padres Live is next. Mike Pomeranz, what's in store?
Thank you.